Mass for the Visual Arts is a collaborative of artists dedicated to promoting, enhancing, and initiating contemporary visual art in St. Louis. Joining me right now is the president of Critical Mass, Terry Surrey. How are you?
I am well.
Great, thank you for joining us today.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Now, you all have a rich history in the city. Can you tell us a bit about how you got started?
Well, Critical Mass started around 17 years ago. I had come to the city to take the position at Gallery 210 at UMSL, and my dean at the time, Terry Jones, was in the Arts and Sciences College, said, there's people you should meet. I want you to have a nice dinner. So he organized 2 lunches instead of dinners, and people came from Webster, St. Louis University, the Art Museum, Contemporary, Art Forum at the time, some of the art galleries around town, and several artists. We had lunch and we talked and we realized we all had different concerns about invigorating the city and seeing things happen downtown. So after the lunches, we got together again and we started talking about what would we want to see happen in downtown St. Louis.
So at this time in downtown St. Louis, there was nothing pretty opposite of what's going on right now.
It is night and day. I tell people who visit here, if you had come here when I first started, you would not recognize it. It was a lot of empty buildings. There was a few businesses here. A lot of artists lived downtown, which was perfect for this. So we met and we decided, let's do an event, just do a big event. And somebody said, hey, let's call it a one-night stand. Somebody led us into their building and we had artists come in, do installations, and we had performances, and we had visual arts there. It was advertised like crazy through the St. Louis Art Association. It's no longer a going concern, unfortunately. And we just had 600 people show up. Wow. Boom, and the place was jammed, and it was a blast. Well, success feeds on itself, so the next year he said, well, let's do it again and make it a 3-day weekend. And as a consequence, things got sort of growing and growing. As years passed, we became involved with some very bright and entrepreneurial people. Emily Blumenfeld and Meredith McKinley joined us. And working with the St. Louis Art Association, still at the time, we came up with the idea for a passport for the arts. And this was a special event where all across the city, go to almost any art place, a gallery, museum, university art gallery, pick up a little booklet, looks like a passport, really, and then you would go, and participating galleries would stamp your book. And then you would take this book and you would turn it in at the party place. And then with enough, you could go to the party and and it would go on. In conjunction with that, Critical Mass ran and still runs the local Critical Mass listserv, which is where artists locally find out about exhibitions, job opportunities, and sometimes philosophical debates about art. It's a lot of fun. It's a lively thing to read and subscribe to, and very easily done. A few years had passed, and things had kind of slowed down a bit. And again, Emily and Meredith decided we need to do something. We have a little grant money. What do you think? And they came up with the idea of an artist stimulus program. Wow. Now, it worked like this. If you're an artist, you could apply to this group, Critical Mass, and you could pay anything you want. You could do, I need some equipment, I need to rent some space, I need some money to travel, I want to put together an exhibition. There were no constraints on it. The proposal came in, it was reviewed by a panel, and then 3 or 4 artists were awarded this. And part of that then was to let them continue their studies. It's hard to keep talented young people in any city because living is difficult, it's expensive, jobs are hard to come by, but these are the people who add vitality to a community, to a city, and so this is our way of keeping them here.
Right, and flash forward to now, what is the main goal of the Critical Mass?
Well, the main goal is the same mission statement as you read. It is to keep people in the town and keep adding to the artistic vitality of the city and to make certain that as time goes by, this grows and grows to a critical mass to where it spills and infects and it overcomes any obstacles that keep people from wanting to live here. Because the arts are vital to people wanting to live here. It is an economic engine as well as a quality of life enhancement.
And we're going to talk a lot more about that. You guys have a great event coming up that you don't want to miss. It's really interesting. Some interesting things that we didn't know that we could have here in St. Louis. You guys don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. We'll return with Terry from Critical Mass.